Anti-ICE protests raging in Minneapolis after another deadly shooting involving a federal agent who DHS says was acting in self-defense. Governor Tim Walz pointing a finger at President Trump, demanding that, quote, violent, untrained officers be removed from his state immediately. Sam Olson is the ICE field office director in Minnesota. He joins us now. Sam, thank you for taking time today and to point out you have decades of experience in ICE in the state of Minnesota. What's your reaction? Is this chaos? Is this tragic shooting, yet another one, making your task of removing violent criminal illegal aliens from the streets of Minnesota more difficult?
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for having me. I've worked in Minnesota for the past 20 years, right? And yesterday was another unfortunate incident. You know, no officer wakes up in the morning and hopes to have to use any type of force, let alone deadly force. And now this happened. And again, this happened because of kind of what we're seeing around here with a lot of these agitators, these vigilantes kind of surrounding the officers on the street. It's like nothing I've ever seen before working here in the past 20 years.
Sam, we hear from some politicians and critics saying that, you know, you are just going after anybody on the streets. But talk to me about when we hear there's a target list, who's on that list?
Right. In ICE, we do targeted enforcement now, and we've done targeted enforcement the past 20 years that I've been here. Unfortunately, here in Minnesota, we have a lot of targets. I think right now we're sitting on over 60,000 cases that have final orders of removal or in some part of the immigration process, with about 5,000 of them being criminals. So we have a lot of targets, unfortunately, and those are the ones we're focusing on, right? We look through and have priorities. While there has been a surge of resources here, we're still limited in resources, so we'll focus on the criminal aliens who are the worst of the worst and go down the line from there. Immigration law demands us to take action on certain types of aliens that are here, and that's what we're charged to do, and that's what we will do.
And you know, Sam, earlier in the show, I was walking the wall behind me showing some of those worst of worst. They have assaulted teenage children, sexually assaulted them. One individual from El Salvador convicted of 3 homicides, and the list goes on. Would it simply be the case that none of this would happen if these sanctuary jurisdictions like Minneapolis would cooperate with you guys in a peaceful manner, hand them over?
And look, cooperation helps. Any type of law enforcement cooperation, I think, is paramount for public safety, whether that's state, local, federal. It all helps. What I have seen here, thankfully, is just an increased level of cooperation throughout the state, right? I have meetings recently with the Metro Sheriffs, with the Minnesota Chiefs of Police Association, and we have been in talks to figure out like how we can cooperate on these and how we can ensure that the immigration enforcement, which I'm charged with, how we can do that better with their help, right? When we ask for cooperation, we're not asking for these agencies to do our job for us, because we're fully capable of doing that, and now we have the resources to do it. But what we do need is just the level of communication, coordination, and then the cooperation. So when they do come across somebody who is amenable to an immigration enforcement action, that we can get that data and take an action.
That is great news to hear, Sam, that there are some jurisdictions, some of them sanctuary jurisdictions, starting to cooperate. Just lastly, in the time we have left, what would you say these protesters have now turned clearly into violent agitators, spurned in part by the local politicians like the mayor, like the governor? But if you could talk human to some of these protesters that are out there, that are interfering, impeding, insulting, do you have a message for them?
Most of our time we spend here focusing on the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution. But if we look to the First Amendment, right, I think that the right, it doesn't read the right to protest, right? It's the right to peacefully assemble. And when we're out there, we have no problem with, the public watching what we do, filming what we do, talking to us while we do it. But there is that line, though, when they start to impede and get in situations where, frankly, we don't want them to be, we can't have them to be kind of in our workspace. that's when we have issues. Unfortunately, too, some of the agitators that are doing it, they're not peacefully protesting. Some of the things that our officers hear on a daily basis getting screamed at them, you know what I mean? I just commend their professionalism as they go along, because they're getting bombarded with this from megaphones. We're seeing threats. We just had a threat last night again. I've had to go through threats and reading them that they were coming after people's families, going to burn their houses down, burn their families alive. These are the type of threats that the officers are facing. And that's not a peaceful protest. Those aren't peaceful assemblies at all.
Not at all. Sam Olson, Minnesota ICE Field Office Director, thank you for taking time, and hope your men and women out there in the streets will remain safe. Thank you, sir.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.